Hi, today in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make one of these flowers. This one I've made using squares measuring 10 centimeters, and this smaller one was made using 7.5 centimeter squares. For this tutorial, and for the sake of clarity, I'm going to be using 10 centimeter squares as in the first one I showed you. All you need are 5 squares of paper to make one flower, some wire or something else to use as a stem. This is florist's wire and it's 20 gauge. Your choice of glue. I'm using this PVA glue today. It's one I particularly like, but you could use whatever glue you prefer. You can use a hot gun if that's what you like to use, and a button. So here goes. Start off with one of your squares of paper, and you just want to fold it over diagonally. Make a nice crease, and then you're going to fold it over diagonally again. And again, make that crease. I'm going to open it up, and you have to bring this side up to meet in the middle like this. You can use the fold to guide you, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. Now, something that I'm going to show you, which I find really helps in making these super accurate, is just to fold this back again along the edge. So really you're finding the center of this piece, and again on the other side. And you'll see where I suggest doing this in a minute. Now, open those out back to where they were, and you're going to open and flatten, and this is where the extra fold is going to help you get that really nice and square. So you just need to open it up. Can help to put your finger inside and then just carefully flatten it down. So nothing tricky yet. Now you're just going to fold down each of those triangles which are sort of flopping up above. Then you just fold back in, and don't worry if it looks a bit lopsided here. As soon as you fold in on the other side, it will correct itself. And the final thing you need to do is put some glue just along the edge. You don't want to put it all the way along here, just along the edge. And obviously if you're using a glue gun, you can close up to put your glue along. But as I'm not, I'm just going to use my PVA. Put my glue along the edge, like so. Now, one thing I often do is almost leave a bit of curing time. So I would normally have all my 5 pieces like this, glue them all, and by the time I've glued them, they're usually about ready to stick down. So then you just want to fold it over, and you're going to stick it down and just rub that glue along the edge. So you need to stick it down, press it nice and firmly. If you find, if you're using PVA and it doesn't want to stick down straight away, easiest thing to do is just put a paper clip on there and that will hold it place until it's dry. So, in the best nature of BBC and Blue Peter, here's 4 that I made earlier, so that I've got all my 5 pieces ready to assemble. Again, you can do this with the PVA like I am, or you can use your glue gun. It's entirely up to you and what you prefer using. I did try using a glue gun on one and I just found I prefer using the PVA. So again, you're just putting the glue along the edge, like so. And I'm just going to repeat that on all of my petals. So you normally use 5 petals for one of these flowers. It doesn't really work with 4, but of course, if you wanted to, experiment with using fewer or more petals and see what you come up with. Yeah. And there's my last one. I'm not going to add in my stem just yet. I just want to wait a little bit longer. But for now, there we are. And all I need to do now is just put those together, matching that glued edge, like so. Okay. Again, if you want to leave it for a little while just so that glue can start to get a little bit tacky, do. It all depends on the glue you're using and your way of working. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one, I'm just going to pop down there. So you can see, actually, I needn't have put all the glue on that last one, but it's not going to matter. Now, you just want to get those nicely firmed up and just rub your finger as well along there, along the top. Just helps to get them all nicely stuck together and give them a good squeeze down just at this edge. You don't want to be squeezing down this part, just this edge. Now, just need to leave that to dry if it's PVA glue. So I'm going to pause this and I'll come back once it's dry. So, back. It's all dried now, and as I said, if you're using a glue gun, then obviously it's almost instant. So back with the PVA, just down the middle and then along one edge. So get my stem, I'm going to pop that in the middle and then carefully just bring the other petals round so that they all join up. And at this point too, you can just open them out so that they get that lovely shape. And of course, that's also going to help them all stick together in place. You may find this will take just a little bit of playing about with to really get the shape you want, but won't take too long. And it does also depend on how heavy your paper is. The paper I used is quite a heavy paper, so it just takes a little bit more. So there's my flower assembled. You can see that. And now all I need to do is just put my button on in the middle. I find flat backed buttons work best for this. The ones with the shank tend to get caught. So just one more dab of whatever glue you're using and just pop your button in the middle, and there you have it. Then just let it dry, and because you've used wire, you can just bend the stem when you're putting it together in a vase. If you do some research on YouTube, you can also find where these are used to make Kusama balls, which each take, I can't remember now, I think it's 6 of these flowers to make. So quite a lot of folding, but they do look effective when they're done. So anyway, I hope you liked that. And if you would like to have a go, why not check out my website and buy a kit. So thanks for watching, and bye.